a Christmas Eve treat board. So this is a very simple project that just contains 2D and 2.5D toolpaths to create a Christmas Eve board that you can get out year after year to put your treats on the board ready for Santa on Christmas Eve. So let's take a look at the project file.
So let's go and open an existing file. We'll open that Christmas Eve board, and here we've got a set of fairly simple vectors. We've got a vector here that represents the actual shape of the Christmas Eve board. We've got a vector here that represents the handle. Got a series of text. Okay, you can edit the text by selecting it, going into the text tool if you wanted to change that. You may find that if you don't have this font, the software will tell you that, and then it will just default to a different font, so you can edit the text, choose your font in there. We've got a circle here that we're going to pocket down so that we can insert a little glass for Santa. Over here we've got an area that we're going to place our cookies on, and then here we've got an area where we can put our carrots on for the reindeer. So let's take a look at the toolpath. So we'll switch over to the toolpaths tab. So we're going to cut this out using two different tools, a 1/4 inch end mill and a V-bit. So let's just take a look. We'll just tile our windows. So over here we can go and look at the pocket drinks holder. So this is this circle here. We're going to insert a drink for Santa. Simply just cutting down 0.2 of an inch using a 1/4 inch end mill using an offset strategy. And so if we go ahead and preview that, can see how that looks. So it's just coming down ever so slightly so that we can insert the glass in there. Okay, now we've got quite a harsh edge, so we're going to look at creating a nice beveled edge using a V-bit here. So let's go into the profile drinks holder. So double click on that. We're using the same vector, except this time we're using the profile toolpath, where we're going to machine on the vector, so the tip or the center of our V-bit will be on the vector, cutting down 0.2, so the same as what we did earlier. And as it's going on, we're going to get a nice beveled edge using that 60-degree V-bit. So let's go ahead and preview that toolpath. Okay, so you can see we've got a nice beveled edge there. Perfect. Right then, let's have a look at some of the V-carve details. So here we've got V-carve details, so using the V-carve toolpath, and all that is highlighted here will be V-carved using that same 60-degree 1/4 inch tool. And when we preview that, we should have something that will look like this. Okay, perfect. Looking good, so let's move on. Okay, so now we need to V-carve the text in our drinks holder. So we've got this on a separate toolpath, and that's because we need to alter the start depth for this. We want to make sure the start depth is where we've cut down to, which is at 0.2. And so again, let's just preview that one. So that one says a tipple for you. So you can insert a nice glass of sherry for Santa in there. Then we've got the V-carve border, so let's double click on that. So we've got this single vector here. I'm going to cut down to 0.1 of an inch using a 60-degree tool, and we're just going to profile around on the vector. And so here we could just go and preview that to see how that looks. Okay, so we've got a nice border there. Then we can look at the handle. So I'm actually cutting the handle out using a pocket toolpath. So if we double click on the pocket toolpath here, you can see we're cutting down all the way through there, and the reason I'm using a pocket toolpath is just to get rid of everything rather than me having to add tabs inside of the handle as part of an overall profile cutout. It's probably much easier for me to just remove this small amount of material in one go. So cutting all the way through using a 1/4 inch end mill. We're doing that in an offset strategy, and here we could just alter the name of that, so we'll call that one pocket handle, calculate that, preview that toolpath. You can see that's removed everything there. And then finally we've got the profile cutout path, so that's this outermost vector here. Cutting all the way through using a 1/4 inch end mill, the machine on the outside. You can see I've got some tabs in place to hold my Christmas Eve board to my material, so it's got some security to the overall block that I'm using. And so there I can go and preview that toolpath, maximize that, and that's how our part should look. Perfect. So let's take a look at the machining.
Here we have our Christmas Eve treat board fresh from the machine. I've removed all 4 tabs, given it a nice sand over, and here is the final result. And so this is now ready for us to put out on Christmas Eve with a nice glass of sherry, some cookies and some carrots for the reindeer. So if you'd like to have a go at cutting this Christmas Eve treat board, head over to the Vectric website where you can download the free project files from there. And if you do end up cutting your own version, please feel free to share that with us on social media using the hashtag #VectricFreeChristmas. And on behalf of everyone here at Vectric, we'd like to wish all of our customers a very Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Ben. Hi, I'm Jack. Before we go to bed, we need to put some food out for Santa and Rudolph. Carrots for Rudolph. And some cookies for Santa and a drink for Santa.